Do you feel like you're losing more and more distance every single year? Then guys, welcome to your weekly hack, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today using Hackmotion. So one big thing that I see from golfers is we don't have enough wrists in there, and then we maybe have too much wrist in there. So we've got two different people here who obviously some aren't setting their wrist, some are oversetting their wrist, and they're not able to get or generate the speed or the clubhead speed to hit the ball as far as they used to. And one big thing I start to see is that a lot of people are being told, you're a little bit active with your wrists, so you need to feel like it's a wide motion. And what I start to see is here, very rigid, arms a long way away from their body, and then they never really complete that backswing. They start to get very short, and from here it's very hard for me to generate any real speed. You see there that I have managed to get contact, I have managed to hit it 106 yards, but that's obviously nowhere near what I should be hitting with this club right here. The opposite is what I start to see is people are being told, right, you've got to use your wrists. So wrists are really active. We see it from a waggle at the start. You can see they're just getting ready to use the wrist. And then very much from here, they're trying to hinge straight away. And we get the opposite feel. So you see how close we are to our body. From here, obviously, it's very limited of what rotation I can do. So often we pick the hands up, we lose our angles, and then from there, we've got to try and recover that. So we often start to see people, oh, I'll go down and then up, and we start to lose all control of the club face, and that's when we start to see people going, okay, right, I've given it everything. Oh, I've topped it. We can't get any rotation, we can't get any movement throughout the shot, and we're not going to get a nice penetrating ball flight. So what I want you to think about is that we want to get a nice wrist hinge, but we also obviously want to be in a good position. We don't want to be too far away and rigid. We also don't want to be too close and close to our body. So using Hackmotion, we know that we can start to control our wrist hinge. So not only does it do, obviously like we've seen in previous weeks, we can control our wrist position at the top, we can also start to see if I'm getting the correct hinge in my wrist, because the biggest thing is obviously our hands are the only thing in contact with that golf club, and we want them to be working in the right manner. So if we think about the first move, we want to be moving that club away, arms are nicely connected to the chest, and that club is out in front of the hands. From there, we want to start to set our wrist. So we really want to start getting into this position here, where you can see that I've hinged my wrist, my right arm is still connected to my chest if I'm a right-handed golfer, and then from there we can just continue to rotate and get into this position here nicely at the top. And a good way to feel this is with a split grip, so grip down the club a little bit, like we've seen on the channel before, and just start to get into that position. With that split grip, it doesn't allow my right arm to come off where we're starting to lose connection. We're nice and compact here, that's a strong position, and if you felt like you had an axe and we were chopping down a tree, you'd want to be in a nice strong position here. You wouldn't want to be out here trying to chop a tree, because if we do that motion, it's going to take us a very long time to chop that tree down. But once we're in there and we've practiced that drill with the split grip and even getting it down to impact, that yes, I'm nice and wide, but I am hinging my wrists, then we want to put that into a golf swing. Again, we can build speed up here and start to get good control. You see there, I just swung there at 50%, but you'll see that I'll get a nice carry out there, 240 yards, but mainly there, we've got the ball speed again, we've got a good penetrating ball flight, and it's all been using our wrist correctly. I haven't had to do much there, I haven't had to throw myself, I'm not out of breath because I've not tried to kill the ball, I've just got my wrist working in that correct manner and starting to feel that we're not too narrow, we're not reaching for that club, and from there, guys, it's going to help you get good at golf.